Hare Krishna. Okay, thank you, devotees, for joining our online reading sessions of the book, The Mood and Mission of Srila Prabhupada. Om Agyana Divanandasya Gyananjana Shalakya Chakshurunmritam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Srimade Bhakti Vikasa Swami Nidanandane. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Srimade Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nidanandane. Namaste Saraswati Deve Govind Chalani Vishesha Shabdishta. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukam Karati Vachalam Angam Langaya Digiri Mitkiripatapam Vande Shri Vradhidharam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram Yasya Devi Parabhaktir Yatha Devi Tatha Guru Tasyete Katita Hi Artha Prakashante Mahatmana Guruve Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tatha Krishna Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namah Vakisha Yasya Vadani Lakshmi Yasya Savakshasi Yasya Aste Hridaye Samritam Yasya Namavuchi Divanta Pravashya Macha Mahaprasata Sanjeeva Yatya Akila Shakti Dharasradham Anyam Chahasta Charana Shravanatvaghari Pranan Namo Bhagavate Kusha Vijayaguru Harivanya Krishna Chitto Vichinto Parikati Geha Danda Samsara Pupa Prabhu Bhajana Sukhabdo Majjan Samsa Vishwa Vijayati Vikaso Bhakti Purviti Graha. Okay, Hare Krishna. So we're continuing to read from volume 3 of the book, The Mood and Mission of Srila Prabhupada. And just to remind devotees where we are actually in the book. So we are in the third volume. There are 3 volumes of the book. So we are in the third volume. There are 18 parts in the volume. Maharaj is divided into 18 parts, whatever he wants to write, whatever he has written. The 18 parts. In that 18 parts, we are in the 14th part, Srila Prabhupada and his disciples. And we are in chapter 1 under the section Dedication and Sacrifice. And we are reading the section where we're reading this section. Yeah. Disciples' contribution, dedication and sacrifice. Under that we are in. I don't know the page number in the book. So if devotees have the book, then they can tell me what is the page number. If devotees have the book, they don't have I don't have the book right now with me. Anyhow. So we are reading, continuing to read. Dedication and sacrifice. Devotees willingly accepted all kinds of tribulations. Their only aim to please Srila Prabhupada. We practiced serving selflessly and tolerating many austere conditions, as well as learning patience, getting along with so many people from diverse backgrounds and walks of life. We all came together under the umbrella of Srila Prabhupada and Krishna. We are pioneers in get it done no matter what. This is what. Get it done no matter what mode. No sacrifice was too great. Whatever Prabhupada asked, we would do to the best of our ability, even though we might lose sleep or have physical pain. There was no question of, I can't do that. Yes. Actually, this is one of the principles of a brahmachari ashram. When devotees join in the brahmachari ashram as a full-time brahmacharis, this is what is told to them in the first day. You can't say that I can't do it. And you can't say no for anything. So at any cost, we have to do it. We may not be able to do it. That is another thing. But we should never say I can't do it and I will not do it. And this is one of the principles of brahmacharis to stay in as a full-time devotees. Actually, to say every devotee's principle should be like this, that we have to do it. I'll try. At least we should say I'll try. Because nothing is impossible in this world. Prabhupada said impossible is in the dictionary of fools. The point is that it's And it is not that spiritual master gives us a big tasks, because the spiritual master sees that what kind of surrender are we, where, what level of surrender we are in. So accordingly, he helps us to move ahead, and he gives that much service to the extent we can we can extend ourselves. But Tamal Krishna Maharaj also said one thing, that if devotees are able to do more, then they can extend to that extent more and more. So, but it is difficult. So we have our material body, we have our material consciousness, we have our material senses, and everybody has a different kind of a psycho-physical nature and ability. We have some things very good within us and some things very bad within us. So we receive from previous lives, in this life, in this upbringing, in Krishna consciousness, who has molded our Krishna consciousness, how we mold our mind within that platform, and who is our spiritual master, how we are hearing from him, what prasadam, what food are we taking it, how it is creating our, whether it is creating helpful for the body or not. There's so many things, parameters are there for a devotee to serve Krishna every day. But when we go every day to pranam to Prabhupada, every day, like for example, we are going to the temple every day and trying, first we pay obeisance to Prabhupada and to the deities. We pay obeisance to Prabhupada every day in the morning. So at that time, we should say, okay, let another day, Prabhupada, you have given us the opportunity to serve Krishna. We are seeing the sun, we are breathing air, we are eating food, prasadam. So whatever it is, please engage me in devotional service. That's what is our prayer every day. That's all. Other than that, we can't do anything. We can only desire. What a human being, what a soul can do, he can only desire. Rest of the things are all done by devatas, by spiritual master, by, of course, by devatas and by Paramatma. But it is done on behalf of spiritual master. We should do it, everything. So basically, devatas are only doing it, or because of our karma, it is arranged like that. So we should pray, whatever I am doing, it's for Krishna. Krishna Artha Akhila Cheshta. Whatever I am doing, it's for Krishna. That's all. Oh, okay, just for a second. I am my laptop got switched. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Mm, reading, reading 11, 13. I'm trying to do it through my phone, so that's why it is taking a little bit time. So please give me a minute or so to just share the same. Okay. Come. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. I'm very sorry because suddenly it got. Uh, oh, Krishna. Okay. Still, I'm having my phone also. Okay. Especially when, am I audible? Hare Krishna? I think I'm audible. My audio is not. Especially when preparing for festivals or for Srila Prabhupada's arrival at their center, devotees often went for days with very little sleep. Even the basic regulative principles were beyond the imagination of most Westerners. When a draft board officer learned of the restrictions on illicit sex, intoxication, meat eating, and gambling, he concluded that this movement is harder than the army. To an Australian professor who observed, in Western countries where people have to adopt a different style of dress and different lifestyle altogether, it means that you are asking for a very large commitment from people, and yet they do it. Srila Prabhupada explained why. They have got spirit of sacrifice. They've got a spirit of sacrifice. Their dedication was based on being convinced about what they were doing. Any of my students, you ask them to change their position from Krishna consciousness to something else, I don't think they will agree. They are not fools. They are all qualified, educated. They are firmly convinced about Krishna consciousness. And all of them will explain how they are convinced. If you ask them, any one of them will explain. They have not blindly accepted. They have given up everything. They are young men. Every young man has to satisfy the senses in so many ways, but no, they are so enthusiastic for understanding Krishna consciousness. They have given up everything. They are Europeans, Americans. They have so many allurements. But I have told them, you must give up illicit sex. They have given up. You must give up meat eating. They have given up. You must give up intoxication, up to drinking tea and cigarette, and they have given up. These young men, these boys and girls from Europe and America who have come to serve me don't care for their bodies. They know I am not this body. Why should they care? As long as they can serve their spiritual master and chant Hare Krishna, they are happy. They don't mind if they have to sleep on the floor or get bitten by mosquitoes. They are detached from the body. All they care about is devotional service. In a letter to an Indian Grihastha disciple who had requested payment for translating Srila Prabhupada's books into Hindi, Srila Prabhupada cited his Western disciples' glad, uncomplaining acceptance of austerities in execution of Srila Prabhupada's mission. Oh, this has happened. He was asking money for translation. Oh, Krishna. Mm. All these American boys and girls have had enough of money. They are sons of millionaires and rich men of America. Still, they do not ask me for one farthing for their work. They could go out and make thousands of dollars a month as educators and skilled professional men. Still, they prefer to live with me and eat only a little rice from the floor and sleep on the cold ground without cover. That is their advanced realization of spiritual life. You can't imagine nowadays happening all these things. Even you can't imagine. Actually, we have become more comfortable, and actually many devotees have compromised Krishna consciousness. Previously, they used to compromise their body, they used to compromise every facility. Now we have so many facilities, but we compromised Krishna consciousness. That's what I am thinking. So, to the extent we compromise Krishna consciousness, to that extent we become comfortable in our life. That is what is my understanding. To that extent we become comfortable in convinced or not to compromise devotional service. To that extent we give up or we mitigate our material life. Many devotees get fried just by not having a room when they come for Vyasa Puja. Of course, it is the responsibility of the devotees, those who are conducting this much big programs, to see that they should have proper facilities all over. And it has become a norm in such a way that some devotees are able to make so much facilities very nice for devotees, and they don't have any sort of this one. But when they come to lectures, it's all mumbo jumbo hodgepodge lectures. They can't give them pure Krishna consciousness. They give very nice facilities for people. So this is what I was thinking. And even when we were going, when I was traveling for distributing Guru Maharaj books all over India, it is my experience that wherever devotees have given us lot of facilities, there they were never giving facilities for distributing Maharaj books. They were always creating problems. And where we had very less facilities, even going to bathroom, going to toilet, going to, even that was very difficult for devotees. There we did so many books, distributed so many books. I was happy not having any facilities and distribute so many books than have so many facilities, give us lot of maryada, give us lot of oh Prabhuji, thank you very much for coming. Please sit here, please there. And then when it comes to asking, Prabhuji, we want to keep a book table for Maharaj. And they said, no, Prabhu, we don't have a place. Its temple is so small, as if he is dying out of place. These devotees are speaking, and I don't want to name them, but there are big devotees over here in the moment. They told me, oh, we don't have a place, we don't have this, we don't have this. All useless, unnecessary excuses. On the face, you can tell, I don't want to give, that's fine. But you give lot of respect. Okay, Prabhuji, you're coming for Brahmacharya ashram is there. You can stay here. Very nice. There is hot water. There is cold water. There's this, that. There's prasadam. Time. We don't want anything. Just give this. That they don't want to give. So now devotees they become fried when they not given facilities, but compromise in devotional service. Uh, they can't chant their rounds. Even if you give all the facilities to them, it's not that they are not going to sleep during chanting. How many devotees are sleeping during chanting? So many. Give them all facilities, they sit and sleep during chanting. If there is so much of austerity, you can't sleep. You can't sleep properly in chanting. There are so many mosquitoes are biting. You can't sleep. You have to walk and chant. So it is difficult. So better we accept a few facilities and then do more austerity in devotional service. That is good for us. Okay, okay, so much is there. Okay, some devotees can read it. Chris, can you please read? Is it okay for you to read, your Mataji or Prabhuji? Hare Krishna. I don't know. Okay, anyhow. Maybe. Okay, Paramatmananda Prabhu, you can continue, please. Without wasting any more time. I don't know whether devotees can hear me.
Hare Krishna, Pranam.
Yeah, continue.
Okay. One scholar thus aptly observed in 1973 that the strength of ISKCON is the deep level of commitment of its devotees. During a New York Times interview, a journalist similarly told Srila Prabhupada that your movement in the United States has been very successful in a few years, not in numbers perhaps, at least in the seriousness and dedication of your followers. It was this dedication Srila Prabhupada highlighted more than his disciples' mistakes and faults. You are all you are all still young boys and make mistakes, but you have given up everything. So how can I take offenses by your little mistakes? The difference between other camps and ours, they call men from their daily house holders life for a week or so, but they are not dedicated. Here in our camp, all our people are dedicated to the cause. That is the difference. So they cannot surpass your activities. Everyone should be dedicated, I or you. That is the success of life. Dedicate your life for Krishna. That is the perfection. Even if there are some faults, dedicated life is noble life. Maybe due to our past habits, we may commit some faulty actions, but that dedicated life is sublime. Being more satisfied with his disciples' dedication, Srila Prabhupada lauded them before an Indian audience. They are coming from Christian families, Jewish families, or some of them from Muslim families. By background, they have not got to do anything with Krishna. So how have they become Krishna Bhaktas? We Indians or Hindus, we may have some concern with Krishna, but they have not got anything to do with Krishna. Now you pay them 1 lakh rupees and ask them, you again become a Christian, you become again a Parsi. These are young boys, you ask them, I will give you a good girl, I will give you good money. You give up this Krishna consciousness. Make a test. They will refuse. They will kick out. Defensive and protective of disciples. Particularly in India, Srila Prabhupada encountered a lot of resistance because of his American and European disciples. One major issue, Srila Prabhupada created an outcry among the caste Brahmanas by awarding the sacred thread and sannyasa to Westerners, who are considered to be Yavanas and Mlecchas. The seminal Brahmanas in India, who say that one can become a Brahmana only if born in a Brahmana family, charge us with ruining the Hindu system of religion. Of course, the fact is that one becomes a Brahmana by qualification. Because we are training Europeans and Americans to become qualified and are awarding them Brahmanical status, we are being charged with destroying the Hindu religion. Mayavadis greatly fear the Krishna consciousness movement and accuse it of spoiling the Hindu religion because it accepts people from all parts of the world and all religious sects and scientifically engages them in the Daiva Varna Shrama Dharma. In India, we are falsely accused of converting Mlecchas and Yavanas to the Hindu religion. In India, there are many Mayavadi sannyasis who make accusations against our movement and accuse us of destroying the principles of the Hindu religion by accepting Muslim and Yavanas as Vaishnavas. Such people are simply envious. We are not spoiling the Hindu system of religion but are simply following in the footsteps of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu by traveling all over the world and accepting those who are interested in understanding Krishna as Krishna Das or Ram Das. Although jealous rascals protest that Europeans and Americans cannot be given the sacred thread or sannyasa, there is no need even to consider whether one is a gentleman or a rogue because this is a spiritual movement which is not concerned with the external body of skin and bones because it is being properly conducted under the guidance of the Panchatattva, strictly following the regulative principles. It has nothing to do with external impediments. Always protective of his Western disciples, Srila Prabhupada wanted the Vaishnavas of India to accept his followers as Vaishnava Brahmanas, qualified by their sincerity to perform all aspects of deity service, including cooking, offering, and serving prasada. We are trying to the best of our ability to introduce the Krishna consciousness movement directly into the countries of the Yavanas and Mlecchas. Such Yavanas and Mlecchas are coming to us and becoming purified Vaishnavas who follow in the footsteps of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Although he could be scatting in correcting his followers, what is the meaning of scatting? No?
Severely critical.
Okay. Although he could be scatting in correcting his followers, publicly Srila Prabhupada stood up for them. Okay. When people in India criticized the Hare Krishna members, calling them sporadic faddists or saying that the white man had no right to become Brahmanas or sannyasis, Prabhupada staked his reputation defending the Western Vaishnavas. All the Shastras supported him, attesting that one from any birth could become a Brahmana provided he associate with a pure devotee and take up Vaishnava habits. And when his students' conduct was below the standard of a Vaishnava, when they ate too much in public or used the wrong hand or insulted a rickshaw or fought among themselves and it did look so great, still he defended them and said, in any case, they are chanting Hare Krishna. They have long been accustomed to fallen ways, but surely they will improve. Prabhupada's feelings of anxiety and protectiveness extended to his disciples also. Although out of duty, he often criticized and corrected them privately. Before others, he usually defended and praised them. When Dr. Patel, a Bombay physician, had criticized the way the devotees were living, not protecting themselves from mosquitoes, Prabhupada had said that because his devotees were liberated and did not identify with their bodies, such things did not trouble them. Prabhupada saw his disciples as children with little worldly experience. They did not know how to deal with rogues and could be easily tricked. But if the son was gullible, the father would have to be shrewd and strong to protect his family. As
Gullible.
protect
It's not gullible, it's gullible.
gullible.
Mm.
What is the meaning?
Gullible means, easily you can persuade him to believe something. Like flat or yeah,
Moldable.
easily you can convince him. Yeah, gullible.
Mm. As protector of the devotees and of Krishna's mission, Prabhupada wanted to establish good housing so that his disciples could serve Krishna in comfort, even elegance. Prabhupada's spiritual master Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati had taught the same things when he said that preachers of Krishna consciousness should have the best of everything because they were doing the best service to Krishna. Prabhupada was therefore determined to establish his Hare Krishna city in Bombay. He did not take the attitude of a naked mendicant who cares for nothing of this material world. He felt responsible for his thousands of disciples and therefore he took on so many anxieties. When an Indian life member remonstrated about a disciple's misbehavior, Srila Prabhupada agreed, yet continued, what do you want me to do? Do you want me to beat him? He is my child, and there are so many things which my children are doing which they should not do. What should I do? I feel that they are my children. I love them too much that I can't say anything to them. The life member surmised This is the love of Prabhupada. He knew that devotees were making so many mistakes innocently, but still he was so full of compassion that he ignored everything. However, sometimes Srila Prabhupada did not accept even apparently valid criticism of his disciple. Misha, if one of your Brahmana initiated disciples falls from this platform, leaves the temple and commits offenses, then returns demanding respect, should he be allowed to keep the sacred thread, or should he be engaged in menial service which never fails to cultivate humility? Srila Prabhupada, that is to be judged by the spiritual master. You cannot judge who is following, who is not following. That is not your jurisdiction. Okay. When an Indian man told Srila Prabhupada that two Western disciples were having a fist fight, Srila Prabhupada responded, "You are surprised they are fighting. I am surprised they chant Hare Krishna." In Bombay
Lovely,
and
huh?
in
I don't know whether
yes,
somebody heard the devotees and heard this previously or not.
no, Prabhu,
Mm.
for the first
Pranam
time.
Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji, I heard it so many times
Yeah.
from Guru
Surprised.
Maharaj also.
They, yeah, Guru Maharaj said many times. You're surprised they're fighting. I am surprised they're chanting. Wow, what a vision of Prabhupada. This is what is needed.
Fighting. I am surprised they chant Hare Krishna.
Okay. Yes.
In Bombay, an Indian man said to Srila Prabhupada, "You are such a wonderful Guru, and we all respect you. We all want to follow you, but what about your disciples? They are so barbaric." Srila Prabhupada responded, "Yes, they do not know our Indian etiquette, but they are on the right path. They are genuine. What they are doing is genuine. They are authorized, bona fide. It's just they do not know. They are like animals. Apart from their often pushy and rough behavior, another potential source of embarrassment for Srila Prabhupada was his disciples' paucity of Shastric knowledge. Many ordinary people in India knew more than them, at least theoretically. While agreeing with Dr. Patel's contention that his new recruits don't have much idea about Vaishnavism, Srila Prabhupada asked him, "What can I do? They are my helpers." And when Dr. Patel referred to all the bad impressions that his disciples were creating and mentioned the characteristics expected of a sadhu as depicted in the Bhagavatam, Srila Prabhupada retorted that that is not possible in one day, and quoted from Bhagavatam 5th canto 18th chapter text 12, Yas yasti bhaktir bhagavati. All good qualities, how it is pronounced, Prabhu? Accrue.
Accrue.
Okay. All good qualities accrue to selfless devotees, asserting if they have got unflinching faith in Krishna and Guru, that is all qualification. Srila Prabhupada further reasoned, they are fixed up in Krishna, that is a fact. You cannot bribe them to leave this Krishna consciousness. They may commit some mistakes, but they are fixed up in Krishna. Sadhur eva sa Evasha Mantabhya. They should be considered saintly. Bhagavad Gita, ninth chapter, text 30. So, this qualification they have, and for this qualification, they will be triumphant without anything else. You cannot
Triumphant. That is not
triumphant.
triumphant.
Okay.
That is triumphant.
Triumphant. Okay. And for this qualification, they will be triumphant without anything else. You cannot expect that they will be suddenly perfect overnight. It is not possible. But their mind being fixed up on Krishna consciousness, that is the first qualification. They do not know anything beyond Krishna. As Ambarish Das noted, in America also, Prabhupada was very protective of ISKCON. A devotee in Hawaii was a little puffed up, arrogant, and rude to Srila Prabhupada, but Prabhupada encouraged him, was kind to him, and didn't want him to leave. Prabhupada didn't take offense very easily. But there was another devotee who had his own little scene going on. And when I was driving back from a morning walk, this devotee was speaking against ISKCON. I mentioned that to Paramhamsa Swami, who mentioned it to Prabhupada, and Prabhupada got angry and didn't allow this man to preach anymore at the temple. I could understand that for himself, Prabhupada was lenient and tolerant and didn't accept offenses, although the devotee who was offensive to him eventually left because Krishna didn't tolerate his offenses. But Prabhupada didn't tolerate people finding fault in his disciples. Similarly, Srila Prabhupada opened a long letter to an American woman by begging forgiveness for the negative outlook of two devotees she had met. He then instructed her about such devotees' glorious position. Just being initiated as Krishna's devotee puts one in the topmost category of human society. Although such a devotee may not yet have advanced to the highest level of spiritual understanding, still he is to be considered the most exalted personality, regardless of any temporary frailties. He assured the woman that his disciples would gradually improve and concluded with another request for forgiveness while yet endorsing his disciples. In the neophyte stage, we may always expect some discrepancies. Kindly see the things in this slide and forgive their small mistakes. The big thing is that they have given everything, even their lives, to Krishna, and that is never a mistake. Suggesting a response to criticize of book distributors
Prabhuji,
and
Hare Krishna.
yes.
Suggesting response to critics of not criticize.
Okay. Critics, yes. Suggesting a response to critics of book distributors at airports in America, Srila Prabhupada pointed to what kind of life our men are living. See their sacrifice, what is behind their life, how they are living, how they have sacrificed everything for the welfare of society.
Okay, Prabhu, thank you. I'll request some other devotees to read. Okay, great. Thank you. Is there any other devotee?
Prabhuji, Chrissy, while you see that that person has chat in the text chat, he has mentioned that Hare Krishna, we can read next.
Yeah, Chris Lucy. Is Mataji or Prabhuji? I think Chris is
Hare Krishna Prabhu obeisances.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, you're from Mexico.
Yes.
¿Cómo estás?
Qué padre que habla español. Bien, Hare Krishna. Reverencias.
Rico. Okay, so please, you want to read?
Yes.
You're from which part of Mexico?
Mexico. Okay, Mexico.
Oh, you're in Mexico City.
Yes.
Uh-huh. Okay. What's your name, Prabhuji? You're initiated or not?
No, not.
Okay.
My name is Christopher.
Your name is Christopher.
Yes. De este
Okay,
cuerpo. Bueno.
good. Okay. So you can continue to read, Prabhuji. Yeah, please.
Okay. Lokanath Swami noted another way that Srila Prabhupada was protective of his disciples. He asked them not to go to Radhakunda. He cautioned them about their...
Cautioned. He cautioned. That is called as cautioned.
caution them about their choice of association of didn't was them to mix freely. Prabhupada explained that there were many
Sahajya.
Sahajiyas, who could capture them if they associate too freely with others. They would become sidetracked or confused. On
Prabhuji, I
more,
understand. Prabhuji, one second. Because your English is little bit difficult to understand and you are unable to read. So you can practice hearing more and more so that you can get how to read Prabhu. Because it is about
okay,
which people will hear also many people. So please
yes,
understand.
thank you.
Okay. Okay, no
See,
problem.
yes,
You can hear and then you can read yourself, and then over a period of time you will understand. But because so many devotees are there, it will become difficult because you are having difficulty in reading some of the words. Okay?
yes, okay.
Okay, Prabhu. Okay, Prabhu. Thank you. I'll request some of the devotees to read. Yeah. Okay, Saurabh please read. Continue. You can read from here, Lokanath Swami, because this is important. I wanted to.
Hare Krishna. Eknath Swami noted another way that Srila Prabhupada was protective of his disciples. He asked them not to go to Radha Kunda. He cautioned them about their choice of association and did not want them to mix freely. Prabhupada explained that there were many Sahajiyas who could capture them if they associated too freely with others, they would become sidetracked or confused. One
Okay,
more way,
this is very important that Prabhupada not to go to Radha Kund. Okay, see, Prabhupada was so careful not to go to Radha Kund. We should not go to Radha Kund to mix with Radha Kund Babajis. Never mix with Radha Kund Babajis. He cautioned them about the choice of association. He didn't want them to mix freely. So never mix with them and never take association from them. We should not offend them, but at the same time, we should not take association from them. But nowadays, it is becoming a norm, or it is becoming, it's a freedom place. ISKCON has become a place of free people that you can go anywhere, hear from anywhere. So it is becoming like that, and slowly, so many. This Premananda, this I don't know, take everybody's name, but there are so many. Radha Vinod, what is that? Vinod Bihari Babaji. What is he? Who is he? He is becoming famous in ISKCON. And Pushtimargi, what is his name? Pundarik. People go and hear from him, Baba. What is this? Pundarik. Why we have to hear from Pushtimargi, Pundarik, and this? What is the other guy? Rajendra Maharaj. Rajendra Maharaj.
Yeah, that
All these.
Ramayan, he speaks on Ramayan, Prabhu, yeah.
He speaks on Ramayana, but why we have to hear from him? What is the need? Okay, he speaks from Ramayana. There's so many devotees giving Ramayana lectures. There's a whole book by Vidwan Gauranga Prabhu. Okay, hear from him. Why we have to hear from them? It's not required. The mood is different, the attitudes are different. It's not. In South India, Tamil people, they hear from Velukudi Krishnan. Why we have to hear from Velukudi Krishnan? What is the point? Why we have to hear from him? Why? No, it's not required. Velukudi Krishnan. Who is Velukudi Krishnan for us? It has nothing to do with Krishna consciousness. He is a Sri Vaishnava and he is doing good in his way. All glories to him. But why we have to hear from him? Andhra people, there are so many, there are so many Telugu speaking good, there's Malayali Swami is there, there is Chagandi Koteshwara, all these. Why we have to hear from these people? Why we have to hear? There's no need. And we have to be very careful not to hear from all these Bhagavat Saptaha people. Bhagavat Saptaha means gone case. He is nowhere better not to hear from him. Bhagavata Saptaha is gone case. It is becoming more and more prominent among devotees. Devotees share. That's why I see sometimes devotees status on WhatsApp, what they are sharing. And based on that, I try to tell them what is this, what is this. But who am I, and who are they for me? But I am seeing that so many devotees share. It is a good thing. People speak mostly about women, about cows, about brahmachari, about bhakti, about Krishna, about Radharani, about very nice Indian culture, about dress code, about Hindus wearing dress, about women wearing dress, about the temples, about the deities. So devotees want to hear all these chutkule. Hindi mein bolte hai chutkule. Chutkule. Chutkule means some entertainment kind of stuff, spiritual sense gratification. अच्छा लगता है. Some people, they speak about, one devotee just now he spoke about how to be a single. Don't try to rush yourself. Be single. Live a full life of being a single. Why you have to
Yes,
speak?
Prabhu, I saw that video on your status.
That is whatever may be my status. My status is adogati. I am in the hellish status. But what I am trying to say is that people, they hear all these things. Why we have to hear? What is the need? Where from you get this content to hear? That is what. Where from you get the content to speak all these things? If you read Prabhupada's books, we can't speak all these things. Why we have to say that we have to remain single? Enjoy your being single. अरे क्या करोगे रे? बोलो यार जल्दी शादी करो, भगवान के लिए सेवा करो. Whenever you have time, you come to temple and serve. Rest forget it. Whenever you will get married, you will get married. What is the point? You serve Krishna. There is no Krishna over there. There is no Prabhupada over there. There is no Krishna consciousness. Even God consciousness is not there. He is encouraging devotees to be single. What for? Simply enjoy your enjoy your own company. What is this? Enjoy your own company. What is this? Enjoy your own company. Where from you get this nonsense, hodgepodge, focus, claptrap? Where you get this? I become so much paranoid because like paranoid. I'm saying, what is that? So much of want to. Of course, I am not famous or anything like that, but I'm saying I become disturbed so much by hearing all these things. Uh, what is that? 80%, 90% of the content in YouTube is full of junk. It has nothing to do with Krishna consciousness. And on that, we devotees are very good. We have a very nice voice, very nice convincing capability. We have very nice Shastric knowledge. We have very nice Prabhupada books knowledge. We have very nice speaking ability. Having all those qualities, and still you speak something other than Krishna consciousness, than what you are, where you are, how you are, then you are just unfortunate person in one sense. You have all everything, and you tell something people. It's like Maharaj gave a lecture called hiding Krishna from people. Hiding Krishna. You're trying to hide Krishna. You know what is there is a big race track of tilak with on your forehead, and you speak all mumbo jumbo. Why? Not required. We have to speak what Krishna says. Prabhupada says, that's all. There is no need to go here and there. Try to convince him convince him for how to develop affection for mother, how to develop affection for brother, how to develop affection for father, mother, brother, sister. ये सब बात करके क्या फायदा बोलो? What is it? You speak directly Krishna consciousness. Krishna is there. But no, you are in the guise of convincing so many millions of people, you are actually displeasing Prabhupada, displeasing Acharyas. That you are unable to see is unfortunate. Actually, you should get training. You have a lot of training. You should sit and hear. You should not speak. By your speaking, so many devotees, whole Krishna consciousness is getting diverted. You should not sit and you should speak. You should sit and hear. And that too, like this, come and hear modern mission of Srila Prabhupada from here, what Maharaj is writing. No, they will not come. What can be done? Okay, Prabhu, continue.
One more way that Srila Prabhupada was protective of his disciples was in acting decisively to stamp out
Decisively.
decisively to stamp out serious misrepresentation and minimization of himself, which could have disastrously
Disastrously.
disastrously
Disastrously.
precipitated their faith in him to slacken. To protect his disciples, Srila Prabhupada had to oppose the many insinuations from his god brothers that he was not an exceptional devotee, that he made mistakes, that they knew better than him, and that he should not have accepted the Prabhupada title. Yet, to protect the broader interests of the movement, Srila Prabhupada was ready to sacrifice the immediate spiritual benefit of an individual devotee. In 1974, Robin George, then 15, ran away from home. For about a year, she lived in ISKCON centers in North America and asked the devotees to tell her parents where she was. Upon being informed, Srila Prabhupada ordered that she be sent home. But the devotees thought that this statement was only meant for public consumption. They could not understand how Srila Prabhupada could tell them to return the girl to her antagonistic parents. After Srila Prabhupada's departure from this world, Robin and her mother filed a lawsuit that threatened ISKCON's very existence in America and eventually cost the movement millions of dollars. In another incident in 1976, 12-year-old David Yanoff accompanied his mother when she moved into a North American temple. When the boy's grandfather, Maurice Yanoff, wrote Srila Prabhupada hinting of trouble if David was not returned, Srila Prabhupada instructed all temple presidents to cooperate with Maurice and effect the boy's return. When David was not returned, Maurice began lobbying for the devotees' eviction from their Chicago property and harassing Sankirtan parties at the Chicago O'Hare Airport, costing the devotees thousands of dollars a day. Disturbed by this news, Srila Prabhupada ordered the devotees to seek a legal agreement returning David in exchange for the cessation of further harassment. His
Okay,
struggle.
Prabhu. Some other devotees can read. Thank you. Uh, okay, Purjit Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dhanat Pranam.
Dandavat.
His struggle for his disciples in India. The first contingent of overseas devotees touring India with Srila Prabhupada in late 1970 caused a nationwide sensation. Never before had it been imagined that Westerners in such numbers could so committedly adopt Indian culture. Amid extensive appreciation, there were also objecting voices. In response to letters in the Times of India denying that persons of Mlecha background could be converted into Brahmanas, Srila Prabhupada drafted a long letter detailing the scriptural basis for this seemingly radical innovation and had his secretary Shyam Sundara Das signed in his secular name Sam Spearstra. On 17th January 1971, the Times of India Weekly published it in full. According to the authority of Bhagavad Gita, all the American, European, Canadian, Australian, and Japanese boys and girls who are accepting this cult belong to the topmost Brahmana class. According to Bhagavad Gita, there is no caste system by birth. This is confirmed in various other Vedic literatures. The stress is given to the quality and practical life. The Brahminical regulative principles are as follows: no meat eating, no illicit sex, no intoxications, including coffee, tea, pan, and cigarettes, and no gambling. These American and foreign devotees are strictly following these four regulative principles. 24 hours daily they chant the Maha Mantra: Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare.
They worship the deity of Sri Sri Radha Krishna according to Vaishnava formulas. Whether the Indian Brahmanas will accept them as Brahmanas or not does not matter. In India, even among the Brahmanas in different provinces, there is no social intercourse. So, if they are socially accepted or not doesn't matter. For example, among the qualified legal practitioners in different provinces, there may not be social intercourse, but that does not mean they are not qualified lawyers. This is a cultural movement, and if the whole world accepts this cult, even though Indian Brahmanas do not accept, it will do no harm at all. The tendency now is generally that even without changing their status as Hindus, Muslims, etc., people are having a social intercourse with each other. The religious or
With others,
with
not each
others,
other, with others.
with others. The religious or national bar does not hamper social intercourse. The fact that one of our boys was a construction worker does not mean that he belongs to the Shudra community. The Shudra community is a less intelligent class or illiterate class who have no information of the value of life. In America, even the highest cultured and educated person can go to work as an ordinary construction worker because they accept the dignity of labor. So, although a boy was working as a construction worker in America, he is not a Shudra. But even if he is accepted as a Shudra, Lord Krishna says that anyone who comes to him is eligible to be elevated to the highest position of going back home, back to Godhead. Bhagavad Gita 9.32. This movement
What is the
is
shloka?
not
What is the shloka? Hare Krishna, what is the shloka? Devotees, Hare Krishna. What is the shloka? Devotees, no, no. What is the shloka? You're reading here 9.32. Somebody has to say what is the shloka. Okay, don't see. It is called as Mamhi Partha Vipashrita Yepi Su Papa Yonaya. Striyo Vaishyas Tatha Shudras Yepi Antri Paramgatim. This is the shloka. Okay. Read, Prabhu.
this movement is not dependent upon Indian conceptions of Shudra or Brahmana. Everyone who takes to Krishna consciousness becomes more than a Brahmana by quality and action. However, because the whole of India is under the impression that a Brahmana is manufactured in India and only the son of a Brahmana is a Brahmana. Opposition on this point continued unabated, and thus Srila Prabhupada noted: sometimes I am very much criticized because I am making foreigners into Brahmanas. The caste Brahmanas in India are very much against me. In the face of this entrenched bias, Srila Prabhupada persistently maintained that his Western disciples were indeed Brahmanas and were fully qualified to act as such.
Okay, we will stop here maybe, and we'll read from this one. Just I wanted to make one comment that at least I know from my father that he still thinks like that, that Westerners or Indians, those who are not born of Brahmana families, they can never become Brahmanas. So they are convinced with that. And many so-called South Indian and North Indian, I don't know, but at least South Indian Brahmanas, they never think Westerners as Brahmanas, even though they are. So and nowadays it is becoming a trend in Instagram. I saw at least 4 or 5 videos. There is one guy who is telling, before you convince me of telling me that Janmana Jayate Shudraha and Chaturvarnya Maya system, and he is quoting some verses from various scriptures. So probably don't bother. Let them. They eat. They drink tea, coffee. They read newspaper. They have all sorts of things. They don't know. The only thing is that they are so much little bit of Brahminical culture is there within them. Little, some trace here and there. But as such, like like nowadays devotees. I'm sorry to say like this. Nowadays devotees, they come for Mangalarti and dhoti kurta very nicely, very good, and immediately after dhoti kurta, of course they go to office in pant and shirt, but never we see them again in dhoti kurta again for Mangalarti or for a festival. That's all. That they wear that dhoti kurta just for the sake of coming to the temple. That's all. For them, that is not important. For them, it is not that okay. This pattern shirt is creating. It's like a karmi clothes. They don't think like that nowadays. Devotees don't think like that. That these are karmi clothes. They think that yeah, I will wear as long as I'm in the temple. That's all. Even they chant Gayatri sitting in the pattern shirt. I don't know how they do that. How it is possible working in some software company and it's time for 12 o'clock. You just do your Gayatri. At least we should see positive, bright side that he is chanting Gayatri. Or I would say that he is allowed to chant, seeing all these jihadi kind of companies, TCS and Lenskart or whatever is happening. Most of the companies are against so-called Hindus, against fully against. I am telling from childhood. I have seen one teacher told me, why you put this tilak when I was 4 years 5 years old going to the school. At that time I don't care, you I will put. Who are you to say? I used to tell like that. So the thing is that we should be combating, and this is there going on since many years, from the time India has been invaded by Mughals, Britishers, communists, Portuguese, Dutch, TV, Bollywood, cinema, and this now corporate culture. Array, you are not putting bindi and you are losing, you are giving opening your hair, going to the office. That doesn't matter for you. They are creating so much of outcry for lens card putting that hijab ठीक है, but कलावा नहीं लगाना चाहिए and bindi नहीं लगाना चाहिए. They became outcry, and it is there since so many days. Go to any big schools, colleges. No woman puts bindi. At least in North India, nobody puts. In South India, it is different. They put and they braid their hair. That means they tie their hair. Nowadays, no woman ties their hair. I'm sorry to say, Mataji, if they are there, you can tell them. They don't want to tie their hair. I have seen one Mataji, outsider. She thought that in United States, being here, it will be nice. But she saw her two things. One is that she doesn't want to put bindi, and second thing that she started. She's just 10th grade now, she said. And I saw in her these two. One thing is that she doesn't want to put bindi, and second thing is that she wants to keep her hair loose. I thought that we should not stay in United States anymore. So I convinced my husband that we are going back to India, and I'm very happy going back to India. That is what. But she doesn't know India mein kya chal raha hai. And she doesn't know what's happening in India. Go to Bangalore, like Noida, Gurgaon, all these big places. That I don't know. I don't want to say so many things. I don't want to say. Everybody knows what is happening. Even devotees are getting attracted. Devotees having tilak and having loose hair, funky hair, and they are having beards like some Aurangzeb or some Islamic kind, and he's doing kirtan. uh, shaved here, shaved there, having fringe beard. अरे कुछ सोच भी नहीं सकते ऐसे. You can't see लेकिन you can't convince a Brahmana from South India who is born in a Brahminical family, see that this person is an ISKCON devotee. You can't convince him because you see how they are living. In one sense he is right, in other sense he is wrong. How they are living, you see that. So we should be very careful. If we see these, we can convince them, we can slowly or humbly tell them, Mataji, Prabhuji, or whoever it is, you should not have beard. I told to many devotees, what is this beard? Beard. It's so weird to have a beard. These are weird devotees. Unless and until you have attraction for opposite sex, you don't grow beard unnecessarily. Prabhupada, you never saw a picture having Prabhupada having a beard, having long hair. Now, there are devotees who are having long hair and they do 24-hour Kirtan Mela. I used to say to them, first shave your head, then you can do Kirtan. You don't shave, you don't want to give up that black stool on your head, but you want to do Kirtan. Why? So the thing is that this we should emphatically speak. Otherwise, we will always face this backlash from Brahmanas and never we can convince them. Okay, if devotees have anything to say, you can tell or you can speak out, unmute yourself, raise your hands and you can speak. Devotees want to say something?
Hare Krishna, Suji, wanted to like ask regarding this like devotees nowadays, like I can see in ISKCON, like in Delhi NCR, devotees doing Bhagavad Saptah. So like wanted to understand like what is their intention? Like they tell stories. I agree, but not the Siddhanta. So is it in like do we have to understand? Is it in line with Srila Prabhupada? Because Srila Prabhupada, I think remember like he used to say that in India Bhagavad Gita is very popular, and he told that you try to preach like indirectly by using Bhagavad Gita. So wanted to understand
Yeah,
like what.
actually, Bhagavad Saptah can be done, but if it is without, just like Radha Govind Maharaj, if you see Gaur Kishore Prabhu, they used to do Bhagavad Saptah, they used to speak a lot, but they were very careful in not to diverge the way the outside people in Vrindavan or Chitrakoot or in many places in North India, in everywhere, especially in Uttar Pradesh, you have so many people doing Bhagavad Saptas. So we are not like them, but if their devotees are doing it, like for example, there are devotees doing on Dhruva Katha, on Dhruva Maharaj, on Rishabh Katha. Rishabh Dev instructions, I never saw people doing it. But my point is that if they are doing only 10th canto of Bhagavatam, just discussing about Rasa Leela, then it is a big problem. But other than that, if they are doing Bhagavad Saptah, like for example, Lokanath Maharaj does Bhagavad Saptah, and he has different books. Sometimes he does from Bhagavatam, sometimes he does from Ramayana, sometimes he does from Mahabharata, and sometimes he has Prabhupada Leelamrita. So he has various 7 days. He has program in Pune in the month of December. Maharaj has, and many times I went for attending the program, and we put bookstall in that. So my point is that if it doesn't have a background music and unnecessarily creating a diversion, and it is just to get under the name of somebody for some shraddha, for it should not be like that under the mourning, or somebody has died on behalf of that we are trying to do some Bhagavad Saptah. It should not be like that. It should be to preach Krishna consciousness to the people, because people want to hear some katha and want to come in numbers. So it can be a medium. It is not that it's not a medium, but we have to see. Like Sarvabhauma Prabhu also does some of this, but he is very clear in what he is speaking, and he has made so many devotees, and his lectures are very popular. Although he speaks little bit here and there, gives stories which we don't know from where they are, but but I am there are some devotees, but there are some devotees who go tangent so much that they have music, they speak in such a way that it is very beautiful, and so many people they come, and and they don't want to get up from their Vyasasana. They can't get up from their Vyasasana because it is so high. They can't get up from their Vyasasana for sannyasi or a guru comes. Sannyasi comes. And I have seen. Guru Maharaj went to one ISKCON famous Bhagavad Saptaha person, and he didn't get up from his seat. And Maharaj said, first tell him to get down. And then Maharaj's secretary went to that person and told him, you should get down and pay obeisances to Maharaj, then you can speak. So that's what is happening. So my point is that if they are speaking Krishna consciousness very clearly, strongly, and not try to have a background music unnecessarily divert people's attention, then it is fine. Yeah, that's what. Is it fine?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Is there anything else? Anybody wants to say something? Okay, if nothing is there, then we will stop here. We'll meet tomorrow at the same time. Thank you for your tolerance and patience. And we'll meet tomorrow. Until then, Hare Krishna. Vanchakalpataru Vishnu Chapaditana Pavana Vishnu Krishna. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai, His Holiness Bhakti Vikas Swami Maharaj ki jai, the Mood Vishnu